Hopefully the camera shows this up. So I got a brand new spark plug on the right and one of the potentially faulty spark plugs on the left. And if you look closely, what you'll see is that the gap has widened and the tip of the ground tang that comes around on the left hand side, it's got a bit of an angle, so it's deteriorated away. And the other reason I'm showing you those spark plugs is because I had what the aviation community, at least the Mazda group that I talk to communicate with, I had an incident a couple of weeks ago of what's called SAG. And SAG is an acronym that they use called Sudden Attention Getter. And basically what it is a sudden decrease in power on takeoff. And it has been attributed to the spark plugs deteriorating. So I don't know exactly what's going on in the engine, but I assume they're not producing full spark, you're not burning full fuel, and you're losing power. What I noticed was I couldn't really, it was a bumpy, windy day, so I was concentrating on my flying. I didn't really notice a change in the engine tone. I just looked at I was looking at the vertical speed indicator, and I was climbing at only 600 feet a minute, and I'm used to climbing at 1,000. So I was I just thought there's something not right here, and I checked my airspeed to make sure I wasn't climbing at a higher than normal speed. I wasn't. So something wasn't right. I put it on the ground, and I ordered a brand new set of spark plugs, and you can see the comparison between those two. And I'll take a photo zoomed in to see if I can get even better image. If you look at the end of this spark plug, you can see that it's got the right coloring, just a nice light chocolate brown. That means it's a very good fuel burn using automotive, high-test automotive unleaded. The fuel burn has never been an issue. Spark plugs always stay clean, but the grounding tab there is a little deteriorated. It has like a 45-degree angle to it out at the tip. So these plugs have about 100 hours on them. Previously I changed out my other set at 50. I never had an issue. I mean, some of this stuff is learn as you go. I had run them before at 50 hours and never had an issue. Now I think I had an issue at 100. Other guys said they've gone longer with these specific plugs, and they happen to be an Iridium BR10EIX. They're actually a motorcycle plug, but they happen to fit the Mazda engine nicely, and this is what a lot of the guys have been switching to because they run cooler, and the metallurgy in them is better than the standard Mazda plug, so they're getting more longevity out of them. But my longevity now has been measured at 80 hours maximum. I won't be going beyond that. I'll put with the brand new plugs in there, I'll make a logbook entry and make sure that I don't exceed 80 hours with the set of plugs I'm about to put in and test today. I got to make sure everything's working. Okay, check, 1, 2, check. Copy intercom, Foxtrot Juliet Whiskey, radio check. 555, Bravo. Thank you, sir. Juliet Whiskey. Okay, mains on. Pump on.
Copy on the Juliet Alpha Papa, rolling 2.
Okay, engine starts good. Next test will be when we go to run up the engine, see how the power builds. Well, we'll go from there. Traffic Foxtrot Juliet Whiskey's on Alpha. I see one aircraft to mid downwind. I'm going to backtrack 28 to Bravo. Carp. Traffic Foxtrot Juliet Whiskey's clearing at Bravo. Carp.
Charlie for radio check.
I read you 5.
5 by 5.
Traffic runway Fox Quebec over short runway 28.
Sharp traffic, Alpha Tango Charlie, taxiing from the pumps to Alpha. We'll be moving towards 28.
Alright, well, the engine run-up sounds good. Another interesting thing about this flight is I've changed my cockpit audio to voice recording. Got more attenuation in there, and hopefully things sound less compressed. Traffic Foxtrot 2 Whiskey Whiskey, positioning 28 for immediate takeoff. I'll be staying in the circuit for a couple of rounds. Carb traffic. 2 Whiskey Whiskey's rolling, 28 carb.
Traffic runway Fox Quebec, left down runway 28, touch and go car.
Engine RPM looks good, 6,200. With the airspeed here to 80. Got that 1,000 feet a minute I was expecting to see, hoping to see.
Carb traffic, Juliet Alpha Papa, turning final runway 28, touch and go car.
Well, the issue I had was definitely spark plug. Whether it's what the guys call sag or not, I don't know 100%, but I'm going to say it is. Or it was. Boy, she's really pulling today. These guys fly in such big, long, wide circuits here. Not my style of flying at all. Left traffic, Foxtrot Julia Whiskey Whiskey, turning left base behind a mostly red and white Cessna. Carb traffic.
Carb traffic, runway Fox Quebec, about to turn final for around a mile and a half final. I think you're talking about us.
I think so, a long way out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Left traffic, Foxtrot Julia Whiskey Whiskey, turning a 2.0 mile final, number 2 at the moment. Carb traffic. Carb traffic, Foxtrot Julia Whiskey Whiskey, final. I'm going to make this a full stop. I'll be exiting at Alpha. Hopefully I got room to get around the Parker.
Alright, Tango Victory is going to turn around and head into the bay there from 04.
Okay, we checked that. Julia Whiskey Whiskey, short final, 28, full stop, exit Alpha.
Carb traffic, runway Fox Quebec, off runway 28. Carb.
I'll land a little bit longer than normal and try to speed this up a bit. Just for reference, the events that occur in this video happened prior to my previous video about flying to the eclipse. So the flight to the eclipse almost didn't happen because I had to first order the spark plugs, get them installed, get decent enough weather to do an engine run up and then a flight test. So this flight actually occurred only the day before we were planning to go to the eclipse. Carb traffic, Foxtrot Julia Whiskey Whiskey is clearing at Alpha. Carb. However, I was 99% sure that the problem was the spark plug. Sorry about that, guys. Busy day. First of all, I've seen them, so I can see the deterioration and the gap change. And on top of that, any other problems I'd had with starting the engine or running rough or anything like that I've ever had with this airplane in the early days when I was using the stock Mazda plugs, it was always the spark plugs. Once I had the engine timed and tuned and the fuel map done, any anomalies I had were always to do with the spark plug. Possible reason is because we're using them in an airplane application and we're running it harder. I mean, I run it at 55 to 65% power, I guess. The spark plugs in my engine are exposed to more extreme heat conditions than they would be in a car application. But anyway, put them in, did the engine run up. Engine run up was great. Took off, tons of power. It was pulling like crazy. So I knew right away that the problem, whatever problem it was I had, was solved with the new spark plug, and I was 100% confident in the flight the next day.